Reddit fresh. Am I the idiot for pointing out that my cousins aren't doctors? I, female 31, am currently doing my residency in internal medicine. It's brutal, but I should be finished in December. I have 5 cousins on my dad's side. Most of them have non-health related careers, but Andy, male 32, is a chiropractor, and Kayla, female 26, is a nurse practitioner. Now, my dad's family has had at least 1 or 2 doctors in every generation. My grandpa and his brother were both family medicine. My dad is a urologist, and one of my aunts is a pediatrician. When I was in high school and college, my grandparents used to talk about how I would carry on the tradition and be the first doctor in my generation of our family. My other cousins were very clear they weren't interested. Last weekend we had an early Easter celebration/egg hunt with my dad's side. Some people are on call this coming weekend, so it made more sense to do it early. At the table, my grandma was asking about my residency and how happy they were to see me as the first doctor of my generation. Andy butted in and pointed out that he and Kayla are also doctors. I was frankly annoyed and a little tipsy, so I told him that a chiropractor and NP isn't the same thing as a physician at all. Chiropractic is pseudoscience and can even be dangerous for patients. Nursing is a great career, and I'm proud of my cousin for getting her NP, but an NP is its own distinct thing. Andy got pissy and called me privileged and arrogant. Kayla kind of took my side, but then said something about how NP school is just as challenging as medical school, and that it's only devalued because nursing is a historically female career path. My grandpa interjected to tell them both to take a seat, that they weren't doctors and shouldn't be claiming to be such. After lunch, Kayla pulled me aside and uninvited me to her private practice grand opening next month. She said she only wanted people who would cheer her on to attend, and she felt it was best if I skipped. I didn't really want to go anyway. I have very limited free time, so I said I respected that. Am I the idiot? Not the idiot. Andy is TA and a jealous one at that. Kayla should know better than to conflate nursing with being a physician. I agree with Kayla's point that nursing has been historically devalued due to it being a traditionally female career. I also think Kayla needs to lighten up a bit. Not the idiot. I am a CRNA, and I find people who obsess over calling themselves doctor in an attempt to pass themselves off as physicians are embarrassing. I'm a CRNA. I'm proud of what I do, and I am happy to call myself that. To the layman, a doctor is a physician. Nobody should call themselves that unless they are that. Now for the next story. Am I the idiot for refusing to take my girlfriend to nice places because she eats like a kid? My girlfriend is an incredibly picky eater. Like I said in my title, she eats like she is 10 years old. In fact, I'll give a short list of things she refuses to eat. Unflavored water, fish, excluding fried shrimp, anything with bones, cheese other than sharp cheddar, spinach, onions, garlic, pasta without red sauce, eggs, spicy food, aioli, ketchup, potatoes, other than French fries, pastries with fruit, citrus, sausage, or any non-American food. This compares to me, someone who grew up in multiple different regions of the US and lived abroad for a few years, so I'm a bit more adventurous when it comes to food. Whenever me and my girlfriend go out somewhere nice, she ends up getting the same meals, usually either a burger or chicken tenders and fries. We could be going to an authentic Nepalese restaurant and she will get the French fries and white rice. To me, it's kind of embarrassing to go to a restaurant where there is a dress code and for her to order chicken tenders and fries. It especially bothers me that since I typically pay, I end up paying $15 for chicken tenders that I could get from the freezer section at Walmart for $5. Recently in our area, a very nice dinner place opened up and my girlfriend has been dying to go. I took a look at the place and the menu and saw that it looked nice, but the food was kind of pricey. She said she was probably going to get chicken tenders as per usual. I asked her what's the point of going then if I can toss some tenders in the air fryer for her and not spend a ridiculous amount of money on it. She asked why I had an attitude about this, and I told her that I thought it was a waste of time and money to go to a nice place to get little kid food. She interpreted this as me calling her a little kid. I clarified that I wasn't calling her a child. However, it is kinda childish for her to eat the way she does. I also said that if she's gonna order food, we can make it home, there's not any point in us going anywhere. This led to an argument about me thinking I'm better than her. Am I the idiot? Not the idiot. She could go and have a unique drink or something if she wants to experience the atmosphere, but without getting chicken tenders and fries for 3x the cost that they would be at a diner or from the store. I would not be willing to pay premium prices for the same low-value food over and over and over again. No idiots here. Dealing with someone like that is exhausting if you're not like that. On the other hand, she has every right to eat whatever she damn well pleases. Eating habits may seem small, but they're ever present. If you can't work this out, you're probably not compatible long-term. Now, for the next story. Am I the idiot for pretending I can't cook and not allowing my daughter to attend Easter? I am a 30-year-old female and am married to my husband, Mike. Mike usually does all the cooking and it works for us. Sometimes I cook as well, but it's very few and far between. Mike's family likes to have potlucks where the women all bring different dishes. I am a good cook, but I don't enjoy it, so we've always just said I can't cook. We've been married 3 years and this hasn't been an issue. Mike and I have a daughter who's 5. She mentioned to my sister-in-law how mommy makes the best seafood casserole while trying my sister-in-law's. My sister-in-law mentioned something about the comment to my husband, and he explains how I just don't enjoy cooking, so I don't do it often and don't want to cook for family parties. My sister-in-law told my mother-in-law, and all the women in Mike's family have been texting me that I'm selfish for letting them do all the work at family parties. So I said I don't enjoy cooking and will not be cooking for a family party. We all went back and forth a few times. So I said the next family party, Easter this weekend, my daughter and I will not be attending then. My mother-in-law said I'm an AH for not allowing my daughter to attend, saying it's manipulative, and that I should just make the dish and suck it up like everyone else. My husband said he's staying out of it right now, but that he understands my position. He said maybe just make a dish one time to have peace on Easter, and I refused. So am I the idiot for pretending I couldn't cook for all these years? And for not allowing my daughter to attend Easter? Edits for clarification. My daughter will still spend Easter with my family, just not my husband's. He can't take her alone because he's on call for work that weekend. We did try store-bought once and it was never served on purpose. Mike doesn't cook for these events because it's time-consuming making a dish large enough and he works a lot. Making a meal for our family doesn't take nearly as much time since there's only 2 adults and a small child. Update. Mike and I have talked about this weekend. He reached out to his mom and let her know we will not be attending if I have to cook anything. I don't know what happened during their conversation that made him so upset, but his mom has since retracted her statement and said it's fine, they just want to see their grandchild. Mike let them know that since this was the hill they wanted to die on, that he will also not be attending Easter, and that we will not be attending as a family unless the woman in his family apologizes for attacking me. We will be spending the full day Easter with my family, which my daughter is happy to spend the day with her cousins. Mike said we will not be attending another of his family's parties unless I'm 100% comfortable, and if any comments or remarks are made, we will be leaving and not returning. You're the idiot. If you don't want to cook, and I don't like cooking either, so no judgment on that from me, then the polite thing to do is either for your husband to make a dish to bring or buy something to bring. Expecting others to cook for you while you contribute nothing is idiot behavior. You got called on your behavior and instead of learning from it, you're throwing an idiot temper tantrum by refusing to attend Easter, and you're taking it yet another asshole step by refusing to allow your daughter to attend, not the idiot. Because these events where only the women are expected to do the labor suck. Your comments also say that they don't accept anything store-bought, so I can't really blame you for not going. I wouldn't want to go either. Now for the next story. Am I the idiot for picking a fight over my stepdaughter getting extra drinks throughout the night? This is an incredibly ignorant argument to me, but I genuinely need to know if I'm wrong here. I got together with my husband 6 years ago. I had a 1-year-old son and he had a 4-year-old daughter. Both of us had full custody. We admittedly blended our families super quickly, but it was never an issue for anyone involved and it worked out quite nicely. My son is now almost 7 and his daughter is almost 11. The issue arose as of recently because my husband made a rule years ago that there was only 1 drink before bed, and never throughout the night due to both kids having accidents. I had no issue with this. It was even recommended by the doctor. The issue, however, is that he is now allowing his daughter to have multiple drinks throughout the night and is still telling my son he can't have one. Neither kids have had accidents for quite a while, but he was fully stuck by this rule until maybe 6 months ago, but only with my kid. This thoroughly pisses me off, and I have multiple reasons for it. For one, my son has asthma, and his throat and mouth get dry, often due to his inhaler. For two, he also sweats way more than I would ever think possible for any child, and again, this makes him incredibly thirsty. His daughter has no issues. She simply can't sleep, so she gets up to get a drink, or she hears us talking in the kitchen and makes excuses to come out for a drink, but just sits there and tries starting conversations with us. She also pounds easily 2 cups every single time she does this, so she is up and down no less than 5 times a night to use the bathroom. So, when she just came out to the kitchen to grab a drink, I told her no. Reason being was because my son had just asked for one not even 15 minutes prior and was told no by my husband. My husband asked why she couldn't, and I told him, again, as I've mentioned it multiple times, that I'm tired of him allowing her special drink treatment when my son, who has actual reasons for needing drinks, is told no constantly. He got pissed and got my son a drink and brought it to him. He comes back out and says, "There, happy?" So I said, "That's a start." However, he is now pulling the cold shoulder and very obviously pissed off at me. Am I the idiot? ETA. I said it already in my post, but some people aren't seeing it. I have spoken to him several times about the water issue, and long before this year alone. I started raising this point over 3 years ago, but truly started pushing it when he started allowing his kid drinks throughout the night, but not mine. I couldn't raise the issue any more than I already have. Both kids got a drink. I told my stepdaughter no, but gave her one after he gave my son one. Everyone sucks here. Why are either of you treating water like it's some kind of special treat? If neither kid is having accidents, the rule should go, though honestly it seems fricked up even with the accidents happening. He sucks worse in this situation, but you suck because your reaction was to try and deny his kid water instead of just telling him this is ridiculous and giving your child water when he asks for it. Everyone sucks here. You both sound a little ridiculous. I understand not wanting accidents, but if the kids are thirsty, let them have drinks. You should nip in the bud when the girl tries to come out to socialize when it's bedtime. But allowing both of them to have a cup of water by their bedside would alleviate all of this. Now, for the next story. Am I the idiot for kicking my girlfriend out of her room in my apartment so that my dad could sleep in it? My dad came to visit me for a few weeks, and I was excited to see him since we hadn't seen each other in months. However, my apartment is already pretty full with my girlfriend living there, who doesn't pay rent, and me. We have a 2-bedroom apartment, but my girlfriend uses the second room as her personal woman cave and prefers to sleep there most nights. The problem was that my dad had to sleep on the couch in the living room, which was causing him severe back pain. He's 70 years old. Plus, it was inconvenient for everyone since we couldn't watch TV late at night without disturbing him. So I asked my girlfriend if my dad could sleep in her room for a few days, and she could sleep in my room. Seemed like a reasonable request since my dad was only staying for a few more days. However, my girlfriend wasn't having it. She didn't want to give up her space and insisted that I should sleep on the couch or in her room instead. But her bed was too small for me to sleep in, and I needed a proper place to sleep. I got upset because I felt like she wasn't being reasonable. After all, she doesn't pay rent, and this is my apartment. She still refused and said that I should have planned better for my dad's visit, saying I should have booked him a hotel room. She called me selfish and made it seem like I was the one being unreasonable. Eventually, I got her to let my dad stay in her room, but she keeps bringing it up and making me feel guilty about it. She's acting like I did something terrible, when all I was trying to do was help my dad out. Am I the idiot here? Not the idiot. Might be an unpopular opinion, but people on this sub go rabid against an entire room being used as a man cave. I'm gonna go ahead and say that while paying no rent is fine, however y'all do finance is fine as long as that's your agreement. I do find it selfish to pay no rent and have a woman cave, while also telling you how to spend your money by telling you to get a hotel room for your dad instead of compromising. Everyone sucks here. You can't hold the not paying rent over her in this situation as it clearly isn't an issue for you, otherwise you would have expected rent before this. Your dad is your guest. You really should have sorted it out before he got there. She sucks because it isn't an unreasonable request. Now, for the next story. Would I be the idiot if I don't give my brother-in-law's equivalent wedding presents? I, female 54, like to crochet. People who have seen my work say it's heirloom/museum quality, so I'm not just going off my own opinion that it's good. My husband John, male 47, and I have been married for 17 plus years, together about 5 more before that. John is the oldest, then John's sister Samantha, 46, then their much younger half-brothers, Rob, 38, and Seth, 36. Thus, I have considered Rob and Seth family since they were kids. I often crochet for my family. Samantha asked me to make a beach cover-up. Mother-in-law asked for a sweater. They've each received afghans and scarves. One cousin got a baby afghan, another set of placemats, etc. All of those items were well received. Also, John has several scarves and we have afghans all over the house. Everything was fine, until Rob married Joanne Tilda 3 years ago. John and I bought them 2 things off their registry at $25. I also got them a set of napkin rings and made them a matching set of 8 coasters, 8 napkins, and a tablecloth. Between store-bought items, materials purchased, time invested, I'd value the whole gift at over $5K. John and I got a note signed by just Rob, thanking us for the gift. Joanne didn't like the crocheted items. They weren't store-bought and didn't fit her aesthetic. Rob and Joanne had a baby boy, Charlie Tilda, 1 year later. For the shower, I made 2 baby afghans. I wasn't able to attend due to cancer, chemo, I'm in remission now, but sent the gift via mother-in-law. Never got so much as a thank you. I saw Tilda 3 mows after Charlie was born a cute pattern for a baby's sweater hoodie. I had some extra red and green yarn, so I made it for Charlie, again, sending it via mother-in-law who was babysitting. Joanne sent a message back via mail. Thanks, but I'm not exposing Charlie to bright colors, so if you send any more handmade junk for him, could it at least be in the muted colors that I prefer? Seth and Diana are engaged, and the wedding's in July. I was planning on, again, buying a couple of small things from the registry, but also making a tablecloth with a different pattern, which is honestly much more intricate than the one I made for Rob and Joanne. I have quite a bit of it done. But now I'm hearing from mother-in-law and Samantha that the last time they babysat for Charlie, Diana and Joanne were complaining about the ornaments, laughing about the kitschy handmade crap I'd made for Rob and Joanne's wedding, and saying how Diana would likely get the same. The dictionary says kitsch is art in poor taste, yet with a certain ironic appeal. I don't think my work fits that, but far be it from me to force things on people who won't appreciate them. So, would I be the idiot if, rather than giving Seth and Diana the tablecloth plus something small from the registry, a gift equivalent to what Rob and Diana got from us, we just buy something off the registry? And since I'll finish it anyway, give the tablecloth to my best friend instead? Honestly, I'll probably cave because I do love Seth. It's partly for him, and Diana's comments aren't his fault. Not the idiot. Save your talents and the love that goes into them for those that appreciate the gifts. If Seth says anything, just tell him that you understand Diane doesn't prefer homemade gifts, and you respect that. Offer to make him something personal like a sweater or hats and gloves. Give the tablecloth to your best friend where it will find a loving home, not the idiot. I love handmade gifts, but some people just aren't into them. It takes so much time and love to make them. Don't give them where you don't think they'll be valued. Sounds like you have some crappy siles and your mother-in-law is giving you a heads up not to bother. Get something from the register and enjoy the wedding.